Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Jesse Lee Soffer's Chicago PD return makes Halstead's redemption a reality. It has been 3 seasons since Jesse Lee Soffer left Chicago PD, but now he's set to return, which makes his character's path to redemption all the more possible. Soffer's detective Jay Halstead was introduced in Chicago Fire before becoming an original main character in the spin-off series. Halstead soon came to be a main figure in the One Chicago universe. Soffer was a part of Chicago PD's main cast for a little over 9 seasons, having exited the show at the beginning of its 10th season. He appeared in 189 episodes, so one can see why Soffer's departure was disappointing, and why so many are clamoring for Halstead's return. The good news is that his comeback is close to becoming a reality. Soffer is returning to the Chicago PD, set to direct an episode of Season 13, as confirmed by producer Brian Luce's Instagram account. He is expected to helm the season's 4th episode, but its storylines are unclear. All that we know is that Soffer is directing his 3rd episode of Chicago PD, following Season 10, Episode 16 and Season 11, Episode 12. Although Soffer's role in Chicago PD Season 13, Episode 4 is strictly behind the camera, his appearance on set undoubtedly opens the door for him to step in front of the screen again. Perhaps reuniting with his former colleagues will inspire a Halstead comeback. It also helps that CBS canceled Soffer's latest show, FBI International, in March 2025, clearing his schedule. Yes, Soffer reprising his role as Halstead in Chicago PD Season 13 would be exciting because he is a beloved original cast member. However, Soffer's return is also necessary to redeem his character, as Halstead's exit was controversial. Many deemed his decision to quit the intelligence unit sudden and out of character. Halstead's departure also fractured his and Haley Upton's romance. Unfortunately, Tracy Spiridakos left Chicago PD after Season 11. It would be difficult to fix Halstead and Upton's relationship if Soffer were to come back without Spiridakos. Nevertheless, Halstead's story feels unfinished, and given that he's a fan-favorite character, the series owes him the chance to redeem himself. Thankfully, with Soffer's directorial role in Chicago PD Season 13, Halstead's return is possible. When Jesse Lee Soffer exited Chicago PD in Season 10, fans of Detective Jay Halstead were left stunned, heartbroken, and in some ways, betrayed. Halstead was one of the show's foundational characters, the moral compass who always tried to balance the hard edges of Hank Voight's world with compassion and justice. His sudden departure to serve overseas left not only Haley Upton shattered, but it also created a lingering void in the One Chicago universe. Now, whispers of Soffer's possible return have reignited a spark of hope. Could Halstead come back not just for closure, but for redemption? Could his unfinished story finally find its resolution? The possibilities are endless, but one thing is certain: Jesse Lee Soffer's return could reshape Chicago PD in a powerful way. The weight of Halstead's exit. Halstead's exit wasn't clean. Instead of gradually transitioning out of intelligence, the writers delivered a storyline that felt abrupt. After years of watching him struggle with morality, loyalty, and love, his decision to abruptly leave Haley behind to work a dangerous overseas assignment was jarring. For fans, the move didn't match Halstead's core values. This was the man who fought to protect his team, who loved Haley deeply enough to marry her, and who clashed with Voight because he couldn't turn a blind eye to injustice. Walking away so suddenly painted him as someone running from responsibility, rather than embracing it. That's where redemption comes in. Why redemption matters. A character like Halstead doesn't deserve to fade into the shadows of Chicago PD's history. He was too integral, too layered, and too beloved to end his journey on a sour note. Redemption in this sense isn't about undoing what happened but about reframing it. By bringing him back, the writers could restore his integrity. Fans want to believe that Halstead didn't just abandon Haley or his team. Perhaps his mission overseas was more complex than we realized, involving undercover work or protecting his family from hidden dangers. Close his love story. Haley has been carrying the emotional weight of his absence, seeing them confront their separation, whether they reconcile or say a proper goodbye, would give viewers the closure they've craved. Reignite team dynamics. Halstead was always Voight's balance, the one who challenged him without fear. His return could stir old conflicts while also showing how both men have grown. If Jesse Soffer does step back into Halstead's shoes, there are several creative routes the show could take. 1. The broken soldier returns. Halstead comes back from his overseas mission visibly changed. Maybe he's scarred by what he's seen, physically injured or emotionally detached. This version of Halstead would be vulnerable but also ripe for growth. Haley could be the anchor he needs to find his footing again, giving their relationship a chance to heal. 2. Undercover all along. What if Halstead's overseas assignment wasn't as simple as it seemed? Suppose he was working undercover, perhaps infiltrating a cartel or military syndicate that connects directly to a case Voight's team is handling in Chicago. Suddenly, his abandonment of Haley becomes an act of sacrifice, protecting her by keeping her in the dark. 3. The hero's return. Picture this. Intelligence finds itself in a deadly situation. They're outgunned, outnumbered, and cornered. Just when all hope seems lost, Halstead bursts onto the scene. The reunion would be explosive, cinematic, and deeply emotional, the kind of TV moment that trends worldwide. The Halstead-Haley equation. Of all the unfinished business surrounding Halstead, his marriage to Haley Upton remains the most pressing. Since his departure, Haley has been emotionally unraveling. Her once steely exterior has been cracked by abandonment, guilt, and exhaustion. A Halstead return could play out in 2 ways. Reconciliation. Their love story was never meant to fizzle out in silence. A heartfelt reunion, where Halstead admits why he left and Haley expresses her pain, could rebuild their foundation. Even if they decide to move forward separately, it would give both characters dignity. Closure. Sometimes redemption doesn't mean happily ever after. If Halstead realizes he can't be the husband Haley deserves, their goodbye could be bittersweet but meaningful. It would honor the depth of their relationship without dragging out the pain. Voight and Halstead. The mentor and the moral compass. Another angle that makes Halstead's redemption compelling is his relationship with Hank Voight. Voight has always been the gritty, do-whatever-it-takes leader. Halstead, meanwhile, constantly challenged him, pushing for accountability and ethics. Their dynamic kept Chicago PD balanced, reminding viewers that justice can't just be about vengeance. If Halstead returns, imagine the layered conversations he and Voight could share. Perhaps Voight has softened since losing so many people from his team. Perhaps Halstead has hardened from his time away. Their reunion could flip the script, showing how time changes even the strongest of convictions. A ripple effect on the team. Halstead's return wouldn't just impact Haley and Voight. It would ripple through the entire intelligence unit. Atwater could see Halstead as a reminder of the importance of sticking to one's principles. Burgess and Ruzick might feel renewed trust in their team, knowing someone like Halstead is back in the fold. Newer members could view him as a legend, someone whose reputation precedes him, but they'd also see his flaws. This creates fertile ground for new storylines, conflicts, and growth across the board. Jesse Soffer, the missing piece. The truth is, Jesse Soffer isn't just another actor from the One Chicago universe. He's an anchor, someone whose presence carries weight. His charisma, chemistry with the cast, and ability to balance toughness with vulnerability made Halstead unforgettable. Since his departure, fans have been vocal about missing him. Social media erupts with every rumor of his return, petitions circulate, and hashtags trend. The audience's attachment to Soffer is undeniable, and that energy is something Chicago PD could harness to revitalize itself.